Hey guys, Dylan here again with my weekly recap. I did miss my upload last night just because I came back from Melbourne and I didn't really have much time. Well, I didn't have as much time as I thought I would back there because we just had a bit to do and then we almost sort of missed our flight. So we had to sort of rush, and then by the time I got home, I was pretty much in bed and didn't have any time to really film. So I'm just doing it now. It's gonna be really brief just because not a lot in the way of sort of agency navigator or my agency, but I have got a little bit in terms of I did finish my sales script, and I'm gonna be looking at doing a meeting tomorrow. So today's Monday, I'll be looking at doing one Tuesday. And I'm not sure about my script yet. I'm not super confident with how it is, just because my tonality and the way I present it, I'm not really convinced that it would actually work. So I'm just gonna try and get one meeting tomorrow, and because I'm confident in how much I know, and I'm pretty sure that I could have a successful meeting without needing a script. I feel like I could be pretty convincing and that I know enough to be able to get a client. So I'll be looking at getting a meeting tomorrow. I'm not sure how many calls I'll have to do, but ideally I won't get one of the bigger sort of clients or like an office that has a few agents, but just because I'm not actually 100% sure how it'll go, and I want to sort of do it with a little bit less risk of like losing a lot of potential clients. So I'm just going to look for an office with maybe one or two people, and just focus on that individual. I feel like it'll put a little bit, it'll take the pressure off me a little bit. But yeah, pretty much, yeah, I did my sales script. Was pretty happy with what I was able to accomplish before I went to Melbourne. Got to Melbourne and had a really good time there. Got to have a lot of really cool experiences, so I'm really happy with that, and got to sort of act out some of the second phase of the program in mindset. So yeah, pretty much I think that's most of what I did this week. And for going into next week, well, the week that we're currently in, I definitely want to have that first meeting. I feel like that's definitely something I want to do before I get back to work, because I'll be getting back to work on Thursday. If not, I'll be getting back to work the next week. It would probably be good if I did get the next week, because then I could probably set up a couple more meetings for Thursday and Friday. That's pretty much just what I'm focusing on now, and just getting back into the swing of things, because while I was in Melbourne, I wasn't able to fully like act out my monk mode, which you know, not being able to do 2 hours of work a day, even though I was happy with what I was able to do. Yeah, I think getting back into the swing of things would be really helpful, and I'll use this week to do it. And I think also I've got to sort of figure out what I'm going to do when I get back to work, like how I'm going to figure out my schedule. If I'm going to do work in the mornings, then gym at like afternoon, like late afternoon after work, or if I do gym in the morning and then do work after work. But I have a feeling I want to do work before work, because then after like a long day in the sun and stuff, I feel like my sort of motivation to do a couple hours of work, which is what I want my minimum to be, so pretty much continuing on my monk mode, yeah, I'll just be wanting to do 2 hours of work. So doing that 2 hours after work and having to do dinner, I feel like it just won't work out as well for me. I'll be a lot less motivated. Yeah, I think those are the biggest things for the week. Yeah, getting those meetings and figuring out my schedule. I'll definitely have Rich Dad Poor Dad done. I thought I was going to have a little more time to do it, and I was sort of underestimating or overestimating how much I could get done on the plane. I got one chapter done on each flight. So, well, I've actually got to finish off like the end questions for the second chapter that I finished. but pretty much did that chapter. And then after I finish that book, I'll just move on to How to Win Friends and Influence People, which will be very sort of useful, I think, for the meetings as well. Is taking some of those lessons, and I'm not sure how long it'll take for me to finish that book. It might take me maybe a month, since I'm not going to have as much time to read. But yeah, I think what I want my weekends to be is like pretty work heavy, having about 12 hours on Saturday of working on my agency, and then 5 or so hours on Sunday, at least. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. Not a whole heap to go over, but what's for sure, I was happy with this week, just because it was you know, full of new experiences and a good bit of progression. Like, I would say, even though I'm not going to be using my script, it has definitely helped me understand what people want to hear in a meeting. I wasn't originally going to follow the framework that's in Agency Navigator, but I've sort of built out the script around it. I feel like that's a really good way to express the value that I can bring, and sort of bring in an emotional aspect for the prospect, or potential client. So that's actually been really helpful. And then I've remembered a lot of the stuff, which is just other stuff I can use when I feel like it's natural, because I feel like if I use the script now, it's not going to be natural. I can tell that my tonality is not going to be right, just because I'm not even convinced when I'm in a situation where I'm just practicing with someone from my family. So it's like, I'm almost certain it won't go very well in the actual meeting. And I know that my first couple meetings aren't going to be ideal at all, and the likelihood of me actually signing someone is very low. But I'm still going to try and come into it with confidence and just see what I can learn from it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this week. Yeah, I've already said what I want for next week, or this week here. And yeah, awesome. All right, see you guys. Bye.